And so Jesus told us that when we pray, we should get quiet. We should enter the closet of the self, close the door of the senses, and make known our requests. But when we do this, we should be certain that we accept the answer, and then we shall receive it. When ye pray, believe that ye receive, and ye shall have. This whole proposition is so simple that it eludes us. We really are surrounded by a creative mind that reacts to our thinking. The sum total of all thinking really does decide what is going to happen to us. And we actually can change our thinking and cause the very law that limited us to bring us freedom. What more could we ask? What more could be given than this? And so let's proceed to the doing. Going back to our first proposition, that we are surrounded by a mind principle that acts creatively on our thinking, let's see if we can't make this the basis of our belief. Whether we call this mind principle or spirit or God or law or the first cause doesn't make any difference. The only thing that matters is, do we accept that there is a self-operating power, a power which actually can and will do whatever ought to be done for us? If we believe in this and actually accept it, then we are on the right track. Our first proposition, then, is one of faith. We must believe. But since it is natural to believe and to have faith, when we find that we lack these qualities, we now know what to do about it, because belief and faith are mental attitudes. So if we practice affirmative prayer daily by saying, I do have faith, I do have conviction, I do believe, I do understand and know that there is a power greater than I am, and I do believe I can use it. There is nothing in me that can doubt, deny, or limit this power. My whole being accepts it, both consciously and subconsciously. If we do this, we shall be preparing our minds to pray affirmatively, which means that we shall be praying effectively. If there is a principle of mind that reacts on our thinking or our belief, then it naturally follows that if we say it cannot, then it cannot because we don't let it. If we say it won't, then it cannot because we don't permit it. And if we limit it to a little good, it cannot give us a greater good. You see, the power itself is absolute. The way we use it is relative. Our first thing to do, then, is to be certain that we believe. And science, revelation, intuition, and experience teach us that we may believe, we ought to. There is no reason why we should not. What we are believing is true. We can practice believing because thoughts are things. And when we say, I do believe, and there is no doubt in me, we do two things. We affirm our belief, and by so doing build a positive acceptance in the mind. And at the same time, we reject our doubts by denying them. This is the way that our thought works. Realizing that 90% of our thinking is unconscious, we should daily affirm that there is nothing in us that denies the good we affirm, that every experience we ever have had up until now, which denies the good, is wiped out of our mind and memory as a negative force, that we have forgiven our mistakes and encouraged ourselves to go on and do better. We are now ready to entertain our third concept and see if we cannot actually bring ourselves to believe that we really do possess the good we desire right now. We can say, I do affirm the presence of love and friendship, of happiness and prosperity, of health and peace, whatever the need may be, and there is nothing in me that denies, rejects, or refutes it. I do accept it. You will find after you have done this for a while, there will come a gradual acceptance of your affirmation. And you will learn that as the subjective reaction of your thought builds up an affirmative attitude, things will begin to change in your life. Therefore say, the Father and I are one. This I know to be the truth of my being. I now open my mind and heart to the inflow of the divine Spirit, and know that the presence of God flows through my being with perfect action and in perfect unity with good. Every function, every organ and action and cell of my body responds to the magnetic pull of wholeness and of perfect life. The love of God fills my being, and my life reflects the divine harmony which eternally guides my footsteps aright. Divine intelligence inspires me, instructs me, gives me the right ideas and the motive to right actions. Divine wisdom illumines me, and infinite intelligence activates me. God is where I am. God is what I am. All that God has is mine now. I know that this perfect life is manifesting in my life. I am free, positive, eternally free. The freedom of God is my freedom. The power of God is my power. The presence of God is within me. The mind of God is my mind. The strength of God is my strength. The joy of God is my joy.